Hello, good evening, Twin Minds here. Camera's all wonky. There we go. We're back to Ultimate Alchemy to see how far we can get in this pack. With one of my goals
good
being...
evening, Twin Minds here.
Shush me!
Camera's all wonky.
I never told me
go.
I could talk. There we go. That distracted me. But yes, hello Spartan, hello Arctic Raider, and yes, hello Restream bot. I am beta testing Restream's new chat system. And that comes with a slightly different bot than their usual, so it's formatting things a little bit differently than it used to. It used to restream between the 3 different services using my name, so it would always show up Twin Minds over and over and over and over and over again. So this time they've got it set up so that the bot itself is relaying messages, which I think might be a little bit more clear, although it looks like it's more wordy. Because now it's like, Restream bot, YouTube stream now, the Arctic Raider, and then your message. So it's a little bit more wordy, a little bit more lengthy. I'm going to try to see if I can configure that at all. We'll see. How y'all doing tonight? I am doing just fine myself. I was on after the stream, and I was just fiddling around with stuff, trying to get a few more resources. So I've got a few more blocks of tin and copper ready to go. I've upped my steel count a little bit, and I've got steel cooking in here. Going by the block this time. And the reason I decided to go by the block, even though that seems like a lot of iron, is I am capped out at 1024. Now 1022 because I used a little. But 1024 blocks of iron. That's as much as this can do without me upgrading it. So, and that is actually due to this iron production over here, which is going remarkably well. So that's good. Also maxed out on obsidian, even though you can't see it at the top there, 2048 of obsidian. My lava is currently capped, although it's only 20 buckets, so not a remarkable quantity of lava, but I can actually increase that pretty quickly if I upgrade that tank. And I'm going to plan on setting up a little thing to use it here to make a bunch of netherrack. So that's a thing that's also going to happen, hopefully. I am drastically low on charcoal. Now, 862, etc. charcoal is not a low number, but when I started at over 2,000 and it just kept going down throughout the last stream, yeah, it's a problem. So I need to also increase my quantity of... What the hell? I need to increase my quantity of charcoal production. So I need to do something different than I've got going here. But to get started on refined storage, I'm going to need to cook something up. So refined storage is this lovely mod here. This, in case anyone is not familiar by now, since this is now kind of old hat, this is essentially a replacement / parallel mod to Applied Energistics. Specifically, this one came out in the period where Applied Energistics was not being updated for a newer version of Minecraft. I think it was 1.8, I think. So in 1.8, Applied Energistics mod, or the mod author, was not doing the work to update it to the new version. So someone else said, hey, I miss Applied Energistics, so let's make a new one. And what they did for this mod was to take inspiration from the first Applied Energistics, rather than the new version. Hey, Funkiest Monkey, I appreciate that. Thank you for that follow. But we'll go over the differences as I get this thing crafted. But for right now, I just need to get some going. I need to cast molten silver over iron. That's the thing that needs to happen. I can also do it by the block, which we'll have to do. Molten silver, if I remember right, is alloy between iron and glass. So in this case, quartz enriched iron is little more than iron and glass poured over iron to make that. Whatever. Don't worry about it. We'll do it anyway. But ultimately that means I need to make more silver. Because I think... Yeah, I only have 7 blocks right now, so that's not nearly enough to do stuff with. And the volume is... Silver... That's some really weird calculation. So 1,000 millibuckets of liquid glass per sand. This requires 125 millibuckets of liquid glass per 18 millibuckets of molten iron. I'm going to guess, without having to do the math, I'm going to guess that this is roughly equivalent to 1 ingot of iron to 1 piece of glass. I think I did the math on that before, but I don't recall. But let's find out. So all I gotta do is melt these down and find out. You have no idea what's going on, Spartan? You know, sometimes I don't either. And that's alright. This mod pack is heavily modified. So a lot of the stuff I think I know isn't even valid anyway, so don't worry about it. Okay, so this is getting close to melted up. I just want to see if my numbers are right. I also want to see if I remembered to turn off. I did. Okay, good. Turned off my automation, so that's fine. So one block, or one ingot is 144. Block of sand is 1,000. Yes, so exactly 2 ingots of silver come out of that. Got it. Which means, actually, for each block of iron, I can do a compressed sand. If compressed sand actually does do that. Hold on, let me check. Casting, silver, alloying, glass. Damn! I cannot do compressed sand. I have to do one at a time. But 1 block of iron is a piece of compressed sand, which I will have to decompress, but that's fine. So let's do... Fuck it, full stack. Why not? It's going to take a while to melt down, but that'll be fine. And then I need a full stack of that. And I think I have to do this in chunks at a time. That's just going to take a while. That's all there is to it. Oh, Nightbot. Nightbot just had a fit over ScottyBot because it was RestreamBot that was posting the link. Oh, for frack's sake. Okay. Give me a sec. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna go to Nightbot and tell it to STFU. Did that work? Looks like that might have worked. Alright, we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so this is all going to alloy down. Going to take quite a while to do it. Sup, White? The bots, so since I restream between Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube, there is no one unified bot that can handle all 3 services. So I've got ScottyBot on Mixer side to handle my announcements, my links, and a little bit of filtering just to make people not spam and stuff. And the Nightbot is doing mostly spam prevention and link prevention on the Twitch side. And then YouTube side I actually don't have any bots because I haven't felt like turning on Nightbot on YouTube side because it's not going to really provide much benefit. And then RestreamBot is the one handling the chat relay back and forth. Okay, that's coming along nicely. All those are red because they cannot dump into here because the smeltery is full, but as I pour out, they'll be fine. And I'm going to assume that my math is correct. That's really all I've got. I'm assuming that my math is correct. My YouTube channel is... right there. Oh god, Restream bot. Restream, quit it. Restream, stop it. You just got bombarded with my link. And ultimately with my YouTube channel, I do plan on doing regular, like, tailored videos, but for right now, it's just where I post up all of my stream recordings after the fact. Something's up with my mouse. What's up with my mouse? What's up, Boogie Spartan? Nice to see you on the YouTube side. I will say, though, that Mixer and Twitch have a lot higher quality while streaming than YouTube does. YouTube is not actually all that great for streaming, from what I've noticed. But it does hold on to the quality, and it's visible in the videos after the stream. Just during the stream, it tends to be kind of cruddy. You guys done with this yet? Hooray! Okay, so now I can turn that on. I guess I could technically put in the other stuff. I might undo this, because I don't think I need... yeah, I don't think I need that full stack yet. So we'll see. Alright, so we got steel incoming here. We've got iron. We've got that. I think I'm missing gold? Yeah, I'm kind of low on gold. Alright then. Whatever works for you, man. I am a stickler for quality myself, so I would prefer to watch on whichever one has the best quality. That's the only reason I mentioned that. Okay, let me do some harvesting quick here. Okay. So I am running into a slight problem, and I need to drawer my string, because I have string, I have lots of it. How are we at with this? I'm not doing too hot because the glass is actually filling up. The tipping. Let me get a link for you here. Scottybot, you gonna cooperate? Scottybot. Come on, Scottybot. Right, wrong service. You know, I'm dim sometimes. There we go, Scottybot. So I do have tipping available in player.me, which just requires PayPal. Every little penny counts. So I do appreciate the thought. And every tip that I get goes towards making the stream better. Whether it be a new game to stream or, you know, maybe eventually sound dampening walls, although I don't think I have too much of an echoey problem like others do. But, you know, whatever. I will upgrade my camera at some point, maybe get a capture card so I can stream some console stuff. I haven't made any solid goals yet because I never counted on actually making any money, so, yeah. Alright, so what I might do here is pause that. I've got silver. And I need that back. Give me that. Thank you. I've got silver. And I was planning on making refined quartz. So what better time to do that than right now? Because it's already melted. No worries at all. You don't owe me a dime, but I do appreciate the thought. Hooray! Block of enriched iron. That can go into my filter to remove. Alright, so how's this coming along? I may or may not have put in too much glass. Because the glass is now filling up over that. So what I will do then, is I will take out the rest of the sand. And cut off some of these. In fact, I think I will cut off the rest of it. My day has been pretty good. I took off work a little bit early for the holiday. I napped a little bit, had some good food. Now I'm playing games. It's all good. Alright, so how are we doing here? Now we're doing good. Now we've got all the iron doing its thing. So now that means that the rest of this can go in. I think this block of iron might actually be meltable. That's fine. Rest of that can go in here. Okay. Pumpkin. Alright, so what else do I need for refined storage? So I will need a controller, which means I will need silicon. And that is pulverizing sand. So let's get some sand pulverized. I don't know how much silicon I'll need, but probably a lot. Make sure that's coming out what I want. Yeah, okay. So silicon's on the way. So we've got silicon. I will also need machine casing. That's just more quartz enriched iron. I will need an advanced processor, which is just smelted down cut advanced processor, which is a thinker, redstone, and cut silicon, which is just silicon. And a cutting tool is more enriched quartz. So, relatively easy. Once I've got the quartz going, I need more thinkers. And that's just stone chiseled up. So, it's going to be very easy to get into this, and I should have done this a while ago, but that's fine. I've had no specific need for it. I did also finally find a good blue brick for the side of my bluing hut, and I made use of a little bit of those Portuguese pavements just around the bottom edge. I'm still trying to figure out a roof for this. I have potentially another plan for that, which requires making yet another new material tonight. So that might happen as well. Alright, silver is definitely going for broke here, so let's turn that on auto. Okay, so silicon's coming. Don't really have to wait for anything else. So while we wait for all of this stuff to happen, the silicon, the pouring, all that nonsense, I want to set up an automation over here to start getting netherrack on a regular basis. So give me liquid translocator, item translocator. You did all of the things. I appreciate you doing all of the things. Thanks for the sub, thanks for the like, thanks for the bell, everything. And thanks for sticking around. I'm assuming you're leaving now then. So, take care. Alright, I'm going to take 2 of these. Maybe 4 of them, because why not? That means I need more stuff. Let's get all of these things. And then I will also need 2 basic drawers. Drawer, like so. Okay. Okay. So how the hell am I going to set this up? Maybe I have to do 3. Trying to figure out how I can set this up fairly easily for the liquid translocator. If I do it on the top, like so, I would need to do all of these sideways, like this, which would then be difficult to get the other stuff in and out. So what I think I need to do is if I do this, then I can do 3, like that. Okay. No, that ain't gonna work either. So item translocator, not gonna happen. I need to use Ender IO. We'll need filters. Okay. So if I do I will just do 2 then, just to make this a little bit easier on me. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. Now that's a confusing mess, in all honesty, but it is what it is. I need stone. I also need to use netherrack to see, mostly just need to see if netherrack is used in any casting recipes. Which it is not. Okay. Do I have netherrack? No, I do not. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. And this is now pouring out silver because we're out of iron blocks, which means we have 16. I'm going to go ahead and grab 16 more. Get that going. And I don't believe I have netherrack. I think I used it all. So I'll have to make some first. I just need it for my filter. So let's lock that. And then, let's see. These are going to be item in and out, and fluid in only, just to make it easier. Item in and out, fluid in only. These are going to be extract only, because it's going to be extracting the rock to put into these basins. This is going to be extract only. Alright. Now, the question is, can I hit that? Perfect. And I'm going to need to do this from the bottom side too. Just because I'm doing a compact build. So this is going to end up going on top. But I don't want to do that just yet. So the only thing that can insert into here is stone. And same with this one. Alright, and then on the bottom here, I shouldn't need to do anything with this bottom one. So let me grab a stone. Extract always. Okay, and this is not going to fill up with anything until it has a valid recipe, which means a rock, or a piece of stone. This is already working on netherrack, that's good. Just going to wait for that to cool so I have my item to filter. And actually, I may not need to do that. Let me hit extract always. Extract always. Put that on top. And then the last thing I need to do is I need to go down here and just tell that it should be an insert. Assuming I can hit it. That's the trickiest part. That one. That is an insert, not an extract. It should ideally already have the netherrack. Good. I'm going to lock that just in case. But now, all we have to do is put in a whole bunch of stone. The stone will end up in both of these. Ah, I forgot to tell that one to extract. Need to tell it to extract. Always, please. Now stone will automatically extract into these basins. The fluid will automatically fill them, and as soon as they're cooled down, they will automatically dump into this basin here. And this is always being kept full due to my previous automation, which is still working like a charm. I currently have 4 buckets in there, and as of right now, it appears to be enough. With a little bit of over. I probably don't even need all 4 buckets in there, but it's not going to hurt me to keep them there, so. Awesome. And this, I was actually looking for other reasons. I just want to make sure there was a priority setting. Because I have plans for that. I was literally not able to fall asleep while I was thinking of those plans. So, that's not a good sign in the least, but you know, whatever. Whatever. Go ahead and create a string drawer. go. Those basins may or may not come in handy later. Who knows? Now you'll see here, this is something that I entirely forgot about. Ow. The yellow outline there, these item translocators can be filtered. Or not filtered, they can be filtered, obviously, but they can have other properties assigned to them that is less obvious. One of those properties is if you put glowstone on the block, it will trigger it to send stacks instead of single items. So remember how fast that was going before? It was going the same speed but in stack form, so it ratcheted up the speed ridiculously. Which means both of these boxes are now completely full. This one's got 82,000 cobble, capped out at 1024 double compressed. And this one has 1024 quadruple compressed, which is 82,000 double compressed, which is a lot of cobblestone, is the short answer to that. So, that ended up taking a very short amount of time to compact down. That is more cobble than I will likely ever need, unless I start ratcheting up my production a lot, in which case that glowstone button will be very handy. But I don't need it at the moment, I just did it for fun. Just, why not? It's really the only answer to that. Okay, so we've got netherrack automated. We've got more silver incoming, as well as the last bits of quartz-enriched iron. Next up, I'll probably do some gold, just to have some. So let's look up gold just to see what that recipe is, since I forgot. Gold is alloy of tin and glowstone. So good thing I made some tin. In fact, I probably should make more tin. And that one is the wrong tin. Gravel. Okay. Gravel is tin, sand is gold, or copper. Keep forgetting about that. And this one was 110 per glowstone, I believe. Pretty sure that was the number. We've got this little setup here to start cooking up all of the metals so that they can get compressed in here so that they can come out without overflowing anywhere. So that'll get me more tin because I'm going to need it. This one is just going to take a while to finish pouring. Alright. Now another thing I wanted to ponder, and I was kind of hoping for a couple more viewers to speak their mind, so if anyone is out there left, I haven't heard from anyone in a little while here, I'm looking for a large structure. I want to build something that can house as much of everything as I possibly can. As of right now, I've got this one room, and I'm very ready to move it if necessary to build a better structure. I'm kind of thinking of using this as a central focal point, but I don't know what from there, but I'm thinking it's going to branch out in all four directions. Still trying to think it up. If anyone has any ideas, let me know, but I would like to start building something useful. We've got plenty of materials to work with now, so that's not a concern. Seeing a little bit of stuttering. I'm not sure what that's all about. FPS wise, doing fine. All right. How's this going along? Doing just fine. Actually, I'm gonna grab that. I probably should look into see where I'm at with the ability to make really big structures for immersive. Start off with square, add another square. Yeah, I know how that goes. I've seen Bart's style too. Bart actually occasionally tends to build something really remarkable. Like, he doesn't usually. Usually it's like dig a hole out of the wall and build stuff in it, or build a square, build a bigger square, etc. But every once in a while, Bart just builds something like remarkable, and I kind of wish I did that more often. I occasionally build something interesting, but I'm really bad at odd shapes. So it'll be a remarkable looking rectangle, or a remarkable looking square, or something like that. But the actual funky layout's not really what I'm usually good at. But I was looking up something on this pack, I don't remember what, and I caught a glimpse of someone else's video on it. And they had this just ridiculous donut-shaped thing. It was this massive flying saucer donut thing that was easily like 6-7 chunks wide and easily, you know, 30-something blocks tall. And I'm just like, you know, I'm feeling some shame right now. Okay. I think the next thing I have to do is charcoal. Although I'm going up. No, I'm going down. I was at 850-ish by the time when I started here, so definitely going down quickly. And that is because I'm using my redstone and pulverizer at the same time, which is actually really bad, because each of these is only using 20 RF per tick. And I don't have any other active usage going on right now. So using 40 RF per tick is enough to make my charcoal go down. And that's just concerning, honestly. So I need some sort of solution to that. I don't know what that solution is yet. I could just make boatloads of charcoal, but I think I might need to branch off into different power supplies. Okay, oh, I suppose. Never mind. I'm not using that. I forgot. I've got 40 RF per tick being used over here, and then over here I've got this going occasionally to fill this mess. So that's what's happening. At least that's part of it. That's a little bit better. Okay. I think I'm still good with dirt on command, because I haven't had much usage for dirt. The only time I'm going to need more dirt is if I need to make another farm area. So I don't think dirt is going to be a thing I need to worry about at the moment. So I think charcoal does have to be my focus. And I think a self-feeding charcoal system is still probably the best. I could potentially use like redstone furnaces to run off of 20 RF per tick, but that feels like it might be kind of expensive. I don't know the payoff, honestly, because if you're cooking charcoal, it's 1 charcoal to make 8 charcoal, basically. So your net gain is 7 charcoal. I don't know what the net gain is for using RF, because I don't feel like doing that math. So, let's see. So you get 2,000 RF required to cook these down. I don't think I'm going to get RF power production. Furnace generator is 16,000 RF. Survival generator is just, that doesn't count because that's survival generator. Steam dynamo 16,000 RF. And ultimately what that means is 2,000 RF is needed to make one piece of, or to make one piece of charcoal. That's 16,000 RF to make 8 pieces of charcoal, and 1 is needed to burn that much. So it's a net 7 charcoal gain regardless. So kind of pointless to throw that onto the power network. Alright. I don't really have a good place for it either. I could put it this direction for right now. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let's do 16 furnaces? Does that sound good? 16 for now, just to have a number. Okay. So 16 furnaces, that means I'm going to need more item conduits, I believe. Yeah, more item conduits. Okay, this is all empty. That's good. Turn that off. I need more item conduits, please. Hooray! The bot worked this time. I didn't notice last time, but yeah, the bot worked. It is now a regular, so it is no longer getting yelled at for spamming links. Alright, how are we doing here? We're doing almost good here. The main reason I want to fix the charcoal problem now is that when I do the RF system, it's going to require power. And that's going to be a problem if I run out. So, that is a thing. $46 is good? I think 46 is good. Alright, so over here, we will have 8. And this needs to go this way. And this one needs to go this way. That's not good at all. Give me that. And the reason for that is I need to insert fuel into the left-hand side, and I need to pull out of the bottom, and then I need to insert into the top. Now the insert, I don't think I will use item conduits for that. This is just easier this way, because it's going to be fuel coming out of the bottom as charcoal, and going into the middle is going to be charcoal as well. So this just happens to be easier this way. Don't fall off the edge. That's bad. Falling off the edge is bad. Now on the top, I might do... I don't know what I want to do on the top. I could do something as simple as hoppers with barrels on top. I could do item translocators. I would need 32 for that. Wouldn't be too terrible. And that's a relatively easy recipe for that. Yeah, let's do that. Because item translocators are fun to watch anyway. Iron, redstone, chests. Okie dokie. I don't know how many. 4 for now? Sure, that'll do. That'll last me a little while. Alright, so now I need to make barrels. Just going to do 8 of them, because why the hell not? Alright. So at the end, I'm going to have a drawer to grab the charcoal. And then for right now, that can just go right there. Probably going to need some charcoal to get this party started. But ultimately, we will be dumping, 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 dumping. Missed. Damn. There we go. That's just fun to watch. I like watching those. So now I need to set all of these damn things. Goddamn. Okay. These are off. Not that it necessarily matters, but they can be off. I could, actually, now that I think about it, I could use wood as the fuel as well. Because it is infinite. I don't need to be using my charcoal for this. And that would leave me with a full 8 return rather than the 7 at a time return. So, hell, why not? Let's do that. I need a wrench for that. I need to turn those back on. Oh, for crap's sake. Filter. There we go. Okay. That's really hard to aim those, by the way. So if we do extract always, that should put insert. Yes, so that puts wood in the bottom as well. So these need to be set to insert. And I don't think I need to fill all of these. I mean, I don't think I need to set all of them that way, but I will set as many as I can reach. Which is 3 at the moment. Okay. I am most likely going to need to dig my way into here to have access. That should be enough reach. Yeah. Alright, so that's extract always. Extract always. Extract always. Okay, so all those are extract always, and these need to all be set to insert. I do believe there is a way that I can copy and paste settings, but I don't know it off the top of my head, and that will take effort to learn. Unless, White, you happen to know. Because I still need to do the extraction settings on the bottom. Let's see. Not coordinate selector. And it's not the wrench. It could be conduit probe. Yeah, copy paste mode is shift right click to copy a conduit and right click to paste them. So maybe I make a conduit probe. Iron. That is electrical steel nugget. And I have not bothered making grains of infinity yet. Okay, I could do that. Electrical steel is induction smelter, steel, and silicon. Okay, that's a thing. Sure, let's try it. Look at that thing go. Look at that bugger go. And it's done. So each one of these is 6,500 blocks of cobble. I pulled one out. Six to 7 seconds to get 6,500 blocks of cobble. That's pretty great. I like it. Alright, so that's going to make us electrical steel. And this is going to get us bedrock. It does say surprisingly breakable. So I'm going to hope that I can do something with this. I'm thinking I'm going to put it up here so that if I need to, I can break it. Hey look, I can break it! Bedrock cobblestone, you say? The fuck? Bedrock bricks? And bedrock is chaos shards. I have access to chaos shards right now. That's a thing. I don't need it at the moment, but I do have it. Sure. Sure. Why not? Alright, I'm gonna grab my burner. I'm gonna put everything in here that I can. Alright, so this is the really funky method of Ender IO's new mechanics. And this is entirely new to me, but I am familiar with it now. Light bedrock on fire and you have a 50% chance to get Grains of Infinity. And to me, I hate when mod makers do that. I hate when mod makers decide that they're going to make some really wonky, hey, there we go, really wonky off-the-wall method for making their unique resource. Extra Utilities is guilty of it. Now Ender IO is guilty of it. Redstone Flux is guilty of it. In fact, Redstone Flux, the method of throwing redstone in lava, that actually breaks other mods. So yeah, it's really obnoxious when mod makers decide that they're going to be special. Because then it makes it something that's difficult to automate. It's arbitrarily, obnoxiously more difficult than it should be. That's my main beef with it. Is it doesn't need to exist. Alright, so I've got electrical steel over here. What else do I need for this conduit probe doohickey? Iron and a Yeta wrench. Oh, and Yeta wrench is more electrical steel, isn't it? Balls. Alright, let's make more. In the time it took me to make this, I could have been done configuring them by now. So how's about we just go do that? We should already be getting full on charcoal with some of these. That's good. Alright, so you are an insert. But not insert yet. Hold up. Yeah, it's insert, because I already filtered it with the lock. Okay, so these are extract always is the only setting that they need. Alright, so that should be done. And we already have 700 charcoal. I'm going to go ahead and grab this and put this back over here. I'm going to need a drawer for slag, aren't I? There we go. Alright, so let's see. I need to figure out the blaze powder situation because I'm going to need more of that. But for right now, I just need one. And I need to make flux core, I need to make a flux plug. There's another flux block. Go. No, adding energy. I want the removing energy. The other one. That one. There we go. So that gives me a flux plug because I'm going to need this for starting up the refined storage system. And that is 2 ingots of molten silver. That did not do that right. It is honestly easier to just melt more to make a block to pour. And sure. That's now my last drawer that I have available to put new resources into. I obviously can make more, but that's all I've got now. But that's good. That means we filled up the wall. So, refined storage. I'm going to need a lot of that stuff. So let's just grab a stack for now. Probably going to need some iron. No, actually, I don't think I need iron. I think most of the refined storage stuff is just the enriched iron. So, refined storage. We will need a controller. We'll need a grid, or rather a crafting grid. So we're going to need glass. Lots of refined storage. We'll need some stone. We need gold, redstone, silicon. Cutting tool. Probably going to need a few of those, honestly. This is going to be redstone. This is going to be glowstone. Okay. So we'll need redstone, glowstone. Oh, redstone's almost out. Do I have more? I got some. Not nearly enough. I probably should set that to cooking more. Alright, so that was an interesting stutter. We've got glass. I need gold. This one actually is going to be iron to make the cut basic processor. Iron, gold, and thinking man, so I'm going to need stone. I'm going to get some redstone to cooking as well. Okay, that's that. So that can go right up here. Because I need all of that redstone. Alright. Do-do-do-do-do. Doodly-doodly-doodly-doo. Do-do-do. Sticks. I have sticks. Let's get making some refined storage stuff. So that first. I'm going to need machine casing, and I'm going to need a couple of them. I need one for the controller. I need one for the grid. Probably I'm going to need a pattern grid. So that will be 2, 3. Fluid storage block. Storage block? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to assume these are semi-difficult to make. Not really. Not really. It'd be good to automate those in crafting instead of having to craft them by hand, but still. Relay interface, fluid interface. Okay, so as I was mentioning before, this is based off of Applied Energistics 1 rather than 2. So there's some differences in the Applied Energistics that a lot of people know, because 1 hasn't been around for a long time. There's no channels required, unlike AE2. The storage is a little bit different in how it's calculated. I don't know all the details, because I've never actually built a refined storage before. So we'll figure it out. So I need 3 machine casings to start off with, I think. So let's make the controller. I have my cutting tool. I need a thinker. I need cut silicon. So I'm going to need to... I forgot to grab my silicon. Silicon! I'm going to go ahead and do a stack of those, because I'm going to need a lot of those. And I need another cutter. So that's a thing. That's an ongoing usage. And the silicon is used for every single one of these chips, which are used in a lot of recipes. So I have no problem doing that. Okay, so I need that. And that needs to be cooked. Hooray, controller! I am not getting advancements on that. I'm probably missing a step. No, I guess controller just doesn't matter. Alright, good to know. Drive would be good. Where is the drive? I didn't see the drive in there. Drive. So I need the advanced processor for that. I need advanced processor for the crafting grid, so I'll make a couple of those. Let's make a couple thinkers. Okay. Now these cores are going to be out of basic processors, I believe. Cut silicon and silicon? Redstone. Redstone. So let's make 8 of those. I forgot to grab my gold. Eight of those, and I kind of want to make 8 of these. Chisel, stone. Alright. So, that's that. Let's get some of these cooked up. So the drive That's the disk manipulator. I need the drive, which is here. That is everything I have except for that, which is just right over here. So we've got the disk drive. Now this is going to hold all of the disks, so we need storage disks. I honestly have no idea what I should start off with, but probably not 64. I usually start off with 4K in Applied Energistics, so might as well do that here. So I need a 4K storage part, which is basic processors and 1K storage part. Two storage disks will be fine for now, I think. And then I need the 4K, which is 3 of each. I need those basic processors that are cooking right now. Which means I need to make more of them, because I only made enough for 2 of these storage thingies anyway. So let's make more of these. Sure, 9 more, because that's how much I had left on the cutter. So you see why I needed a lot of enriched quartz. Or enriched quartz, enriched iron. Because I've already used almost a full stack of that. Alright, so 4K storage disk. Yeehaw. And I need to figure out where this is going to go. But for right now, let's make the crafting grid, because I will need that as well. I'm missing the construction core. Need those basic processors. And then crafting grid is the advanced processor and a crafting doohickey. Let's make a crafting doohickey. Alright, so this gives us viewage into our network. So we have the basic components for network. We've got the controller, which handles making the system actually function. We've got the drive that holds the storage disks. We've got the storage disks, and we've got the crafting grid, which lets us see what is in these storage disks and craft things out of them. Then we have the flux point. So the flux point can go somewhere. Portable grid's neat too. I'll use that eventually, I'm sure. Storage monitor, crafting monitor, security, crafter. Sure. I have no idea what these storage blocks are for. Like fluid storage block, I can get. I mean, I can guess at least. It's probably storing fluid. But a regular old storage block, how does that differ from the 1K storage disk that I've already got? I have no idea. But that's fine. So this needs to go somewhere. And at the moment, it doesn't particularly matter where. But I would like to have access to my drawer system. This will actually probably be the good spot for it. So let's kill this. And then I'm going to put the crafting grid here. Not accessible, nothing in there at the moment. But in the back, I can put my controller. And then disk drive. Disks go in the drive, as is obvious by the name. And this just needs power. So I'm going to go ahead and just jam the flux point on top of that. And it's all lit up, ready to go. Tells you what's connected to the network. Tells you how much power is stored in the controller. You can even turn it on and off with the. You can turn your whole network on and off with a switch if you want to. All right, and this gives you percentage fill. You can do all sorts of redstone stuff. I think you can. Let's see. thought you could do something with a drive that lets you output redstone signal for fill, but, you know, whatever. The model on that is neat. That's something that A2 never had. Looks like they're actually plugged in there. And then this is all lit up now. And now what I can do is I can just put items in the network. Huzzah. So we have a basic network going. I am curious. One item. Ah, okay. So in this, one item is 1 point of storage. That's it. That's all there is to it. Just one item is 1 point. Which I do actually appreciate over Applied Energistics 2, which uses a really wonky bit calculation system. A type of item takes up X number of bits, which is different depending on the disk size that it's being stored in. So a 1K disk takes up like 8 bits, which is 8 bits out of 1K to store one item type. But then it's only like half of that per stack or something like that. It's calculations are really weird. So 1 for 1 on this, I can appreciate that a lot. And then what you can also do is you can use this as a crafting grid to craft up other things. So I would like a storage, external storage, I believe is the answer to that. External storage requires cables, construction core, deconstruction core, improved processors. So let's make one of these. I need more processors. Alright, and I also need a cable, so that requires that. Regular old cable. External storage. So I need one of each of these cores. External storage, and I need 2 chests. Alright. External storage. So this gets attached to the network. This is my controller. Just plop that on there. Tell it to set a high priority. Let's do 50. Now, all of my items that are in my drawers are connectable to the network. So I can craft with everything that's in here without a worry. And every item that I put into the network, since I set that priority, will be stored in the drawers first before they go into disks. So let's make sure we've got 0% full, 0 items, 0 everything. If I do a bunch of right click, that cleared my inventory. So let's take out redstone. It's 163 in the network. If I put that in, it puts it up to 227. And if you look here, 227 redstone is stored in this drawer. And there is not an ounce in this disk drive, because the priority is set. I could even set that to -1 and make sure that the disk drive is the last place. I could put it to negative whatever the hell I feel like, but disk drive will be the last place that any item will be stored as I put it in the network. So if there's any other location attached to the network, it will go there first. I could eventually wire it up so that my charcoal is attached to the network, that kind of thing. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and go back over here and fill up that mess. Good. So my charcoal system is working marvelously. So now I've got all these extra bits and bobs that I don't have storage for. That's fine. Alright. So now I can just dump all this into the network. That's all of the related stuff. There we go. Ooh, I don't like what it did to my bottom thing there. Ah, well, that's fine. So now, all of those items are stored in the network, and they... Aha, that's interesting. It's got a last modified thing. That's a security feature, I'm sure. So if you're on a multiplayer server, you don't want people fecking with your stuff. So I just added in 152 items, so we've got a little bit of storage in here. That means I can also get rid of some of this crud. Sure. Let's do that. I will bring the glass into the network, because that's a craftable item. I will leave the rest of the stuff for now. Bring those in. Bring those items in. Obsidian I won't bring in, because that's supposed to have its own separate storage spot. Do not know why these compacting drawers don't stack. That's weird. Weird. Alright, we'll come back for the rest of that stuff. Alright, so all this can go in the network. And for now, the quartz can go in too. I could, actually, give me quartz. Since that drawer doesn't stack anyway, why the hell not use it? There we go. Alright, what else do I want in the network? Some of these are decorative items, but pearls can go in. That can go in. Okay, that can all go in for now. None of these are items that need to be crafted with, really. Don't know how that ended up in there, but sure, why not? There we go. So now I've just loaded up a bunch of items in the network. 601. Eventually the goal will be everything in the network, basically. I just don't need to do that at the moment, because I don't even know if the network is going to end up staying there, but it's a good spot for now. Alright, so that's the basics of the system. I will also want auto-crafting, but I will tell you right now, I have no fracking clue how auto-crafting works in this pack, or in this mod. So I need to figure that out. I like this wrench. This wrench is neat. Looks kind of like a wrench gun. But yeah, so with the way the network works is you can set importers to pull stuff into the network. You can do exporters to export items out to other things. So you can export out into a process that you need for crafting, for example. You can connect external storage, as we just did. Constructor, destructor, those I believe will place blocks in the world or destroy blocks from the world. So these could be used to automate, for example, placing down things around the pure daisies. Place down the stone or whatever, and then break up the living stone when it's done being crafted. So that's a thing to automate with, which I probably will. We also have reader and writer. I don't know what those do. Those, by name alone, I couldn't guess. Reader would make me think maybe I can read a chest that's in the network, but the writer then makes me think it does something else entirely. Don't know what that is yet. Not a clue. Alright, detector, don't know. Relay. Relay and interface, I'm going to have to look up. Fluid interface, probably the same. Wireless transmitter will just be for wireless access with the portable grid, I believe. There's also network transmitter and receiver. You can actually set up these to make a wireless point on your network. So you can bring a wireless receiver way out and build over there, and it'll be connected to your main network, which is very nice. That one I do know. Disk Manipulator, I believe, lets you set filters on a disk, so only certain items can go into a disk. Which can be good if you've got a 4K disk that you want to only store ender pearls. Sure, why not? You can do that. Crafter Manager is related to auto crafting system, lets you probably cancel jobs and stuff like that. But the rest of this stuff, I got no clue. I got no bloody clue. Storage Monitor, I think, lets you put on the screen a single item to show how many of that are in the network. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on that. Meanwhile, I have crops to crop. There you go. All right. Totally forgot about that. There we go. Now I did want to make some gold, because I don't have much. I have 13 gold left. So, tin. Alright, that's going to take some math, because I don't know how much glowstone I need for 32 blocks of tin. For each block of tin, it is 2 glowstone blocks and a single piece of glowstone, because a glowstone block is 4, 2 would be 8, and that's 9 for a single block of tin, because it is 1 to 1. I remember that. So I need more glowstone than I have. I need to make some. I need to make some torches. This is probably a terrible idea to make this many torches. But you know what? As I have learned, the motto of this pack is, fuck it, why not? Alright, so that's going to go there. And then spazzy mouse again, I need to get this going. How about... I already had it on me. Okay. How about I do that, I do that. Ah, I see what's happening. I don't like what's happening, but I see what's happening. The lock is not working properly. Okay, that's a challenge. It still remembers that that is what's needed. Do I have more coal to put in there? I don't. Well, balls. How do I make coal again? Ah, right. Pulverized charcoal in the coke oven. So, let's make some, I guess. Sure. I'm going to do something silly. Put all this in the network for now. Where are you? I need to sort by name. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so I need to crush down some more charcoal. Let's just get this one going so I have a single piece of coal to disable that filter. Put it in, pull it out, and that disables the filter. The sulfur, on the other hand, I don't think I have a way to get rid of, but that's fine. That'll get me some glowstone coming in. In the meantime, let's work with what I've got. I have... Let's do 8 blocks of gold for now. Doesn't really feel like a lot at this point, but it'll have to do. So, block of tin, bunch of glowstone, bunch of glowstone. I did see the infinity ingot creation. I was impressed by that. What was the actual goal of that pack? Was that infinite infinity ingots again, or was there some special goal to that one? Making every creative item, okay. And that's one of the other reasons I kind of got bored with the hard mode packs, is that they ended up having the same goal. I think that was the same goal in Divine Journey. I think that was the same goal in Age of Engineering. So I just kind of got bored with that goal, because to me that goal is silly. Because normally it's really difficult to do it, and then by the time you do it, you don't need any of them. Like, to me, if you're going to use the creative items like we've got in this pack, use them. Find a way to make use of infinite stone, infinite wood, whatever. Alright, so that's coming along. That's coming along. That's gonna be slow, so that's gonna take a while. Redstone's coming along as well. Okay, I haven't heard much of either of those. I've really only heard what you've mentioned before. So, are they slightly less hard mode? I'm assuming, hoping, for your own sanity's sake. Alright, so good news is that we've got a whole bunch of stuff done so far. That is good news. I don't think I have bad news at the moment. Okay. Well then, I think the choice is basically which one do you do first? Because why not do both of them at that point? Okay. So, how's this doing over here? How much netherrack do we have? We got 130, and that is the extent of the stone that I put in, so I should probably do more. I could potentially just plop an infinite stone thing on here. I literally have no reason not to do that. There. Done. There we go. Alright. Making sure that actually worked. Oh, six hours making the creative power cell, and it only puts out 100,000 ARF per tick for free, and you are already up to 5 million ARF per tick by that point. And that's, yeah, that's kind of my point. Like, if they made it so that it took 6 hours to make each creative one, and gave you access to that earlier in the pack, that'd be great. That would be great, because then you would have, you know, a permanent 100,000 ARF per tick no matter what, while you worked on building up other power sources, for example. Or, you know, you decide to make the creative ones your only power source and just spend a lot of time making them, you know, whatever the case is. But the fact that they lock that off at the very end of the pack makes it not a good goal, as far as I'm concerned. This one I get, because clay is your ultimate goal. This is literally a joke goal. I can't even craft anything with this, so this is literally the goal. So in this case, the end goal being a worthless item, sure, great. That's the entire point of the pack, basically. But the creative items tend to be so useful and so handy that it would be nice to be able to use them. Alright, so glowstone is probably going to continue taking a while to do, so I'm gonna count my gold good for now. It's not much gold, 85, but it'll do for now. Alright, so what else do we need? Cat, what are you doing? What else do I need? So I've got the refined storage system set up. That was one of my main goals for the night. I've got the infinite netherrack set up. That was a goal for the night. I've got significantly increased charcoal production. That was definitely a goal for the night. I didn't set enough goals for the night. Let's do other things. I don't know what else to do. I could probably start off Thaumcraft, honestly. Because Salus Mundus requires the Lavender Quartz crushed up. Yeah, Salus Mundus requires the Lavender Quartz crushed up, which requires blue mana quartz, or mana quartz with magenta powder, which I can make no problem. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Let's rethink this. I don't have the ability to make magenta powder. Okay, there we go. I didn't see that cycling at first. So yes, mystical magenta thingy, that's fine. Mana quartz is literally just quartz in a mana pool. I've got quartz. I don't have much of it, but I have it. I can make more now that I've got my nether quartz, and then crush it in here. It's actually almost done. We've got a stack of that. So, let's do Salus Mundus. Quartz. 8 quartz. I need 1 magenta. I need my Mycelium Porter. Mycelium Porter. Wow. Yeah, that's right words. That's right words entirely. Alright, so let's get this alchemied up. Done. Lavender Quartz. And that's going to give me Salus Mundus once I grind it up. So I just need to find an open pulverizer, which this one is almost open. Actually, technically the other pulverizers are open as well. Now that I think about it. Because these are already done. So let's do that. Let's see. So Salus Mundus, I need the book for Thaumcraft. And the book is Salus Mundus on a bookshelf, I believe. Pretty positive on that. Almost sure. Nah. Okay. So let's do... I just need 3, I think. What else do I need? I need paper. Alright. So let's get crafting. Alright, 3 books. And then I need... that. Now, this is one challenge that I have with the system. Since I've got my oak wood planks set up to automatically craft, as soon as I clear that, those extra planks are going stored in the network, because that drawer gets filled up, and they have nowhere else to go, so they go into the network as the last storage location. So, howdy, Gok. I'm gonna call you Gok because that's a lot of X's and stuff. Gok USSC, welcome. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. So I've got my bookshelf. Plop. Got my Salus. Plop. 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 Maybe not. I literally don't remember how to play it or how to start Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft. Nope. I know it's right-click Salus on something. I just don't remember what. Thaumcraft Alchemy cheat sheet. Interesting. Wait, how do I get Thaumcraft again? I thought it was Salus Mundus on a bookshelf, but apparently not. While I'm waiting... maybe book? Maybe? But I don't have V-crystals. You have to have the dream started before you can make the book? That's fascinating. Alright, so how the hell do I get V-crystals? Oh, I see. Right. Of course it wasn't going to be that easy. Of course not. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'm wondering if I could just blindly do a crucible. Can I blindly do a crucible, please? It's Taco Day. Taco Day is a good day. Can I blindly do a crucible? Nope, that's all disabled. Of course it is. Alright then. Alright then. So, now we need to go back to focusing on Botania. Okie dokie. So that means I need to jack up my power production, or my mana production, because each Terra Steel ingot requires half a pool of mana, I believe. Pretty sure it's a half a pool. Doesn't even say. So I need an agglomeration plate, which means I need to do all of these ruins. Got the lapis now, that's no problem. So I need to do all of the ruins. I have access to all of those materials. I don't have access to all those materials. That's fine. That's fine. That's not fine. So I have 2 materials that I need to work on next before I can do anything else other than jack up my mana production. I can do that, no problem. I need to get mushrooms, and I need to get netherwort. I need to get both of those things. Okay. Okay. So let's jack up my mana production first, just to have it going, because that's going to take some time to cook. I would like 2 more pools, please. That's just going to go there and there. Alright. Let's see. So to jack up mana production, what's the range on these? Hella. The range is hella. Alright. So I need to make a bunch of endoflames, methinks. Just to get that going. So for the generating flora, we've got Endoflame, which is a simple petal recipe, Hydrangea, which is a simple petal recipe, and then Thermal Lily starts getting into the stuff that we don't have access to yet. I don't think I want that one. Don't have access to that one. Don't have access to that one, or that one, or that one. Could possibly do this one? Because I've got access to... Nope, I don't have access to Earth either. Alright. Spectra whatchamacallit, Rafflausa. Yeah, these are all the hard ones. I won't be able to access any of those. So my only options really right now are Endoflame, and Hydrangea. Both of which are potentially doable. And might be worth setting up both of them just to have 2 sources. So Endoflame is brown, brown, red, and light gray. Before I do anything, I do need to make more bone meal. Oh sure, why not? Make all of it, fuck it. And then I need to get some more petals. Which means I need my snippers. So I've got 4 brown left. I've got 8 gray and I've got 8 red. So I do need to pump up all of these. Sure. That was a mistake click, but that's okay. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make, but I'd like to have some petals going for the future anyway.
Ooh, Spazzy Mouse.
Okay, so that gives me a stack of each. I doubt I want more than like 10-ish Endoflames, maybe? Don't actually know the answer to that. Alright, so I need seeds. Doesn't matter which, flax seeds are fine. And then I need another bucket, because I don't have a bucket anymore. Brown, brown, gray, red. Alright, so I've got 8 on me, I've got 4 out there, so let's make it an even 16, so 4 more. What's up, Iron Ninja? How you doing? $16 Endoflames? Was able to do 29 mana pools? I'm assuming lots of leaving that sitting, though. Aha! I was waiting for the punchline there, because I wasn't quite following you. Alright, so 4, 12, 16. Got it. This one should not be there because that redstone signal. How far away can these go? One more out? That might also receive redstone signal, but I'm not positive. And these can go out another one? Yeah. Sure. Sure. It was a bit of a stretch, but I did get it. As soon as you said Soda Jerk. Okay. That'll do for now. That's a little bit janky, but that's okay. I'm going to load this up. So the other thing I need to find out is, do I need more spreaders? Because obviously, yeah, obviously lots. So I need to keep an eye on these. These are all tied to that. Aha! I need more spreaders anyways, because some of these further ones didn't get spreader connection. It's kind of looking like this spreader is able to keep up. I do need to kill that spreader though, because it's going to get in the way of a second spreader pointing in. So I need to move it a little bit. That's fine. Okay. So I need another spreader, which means I need another pedal. Sure, light gray. Why not? Also, now that I think about it, I need... What the hell's it called? I don't want to look at that recipe. I need the pedal, the wandy thing that lets you tell flowers to obey. That floral obedience stick. That's the one. I need 2 living wood and a thing. Alright, and I also need another spreader. Right, I don't have living wood in the system. Might as well put those in the system. Why not? Okay. So let me break this one. Put that there. Now if I do the floral obedience stick, all of them point to that one. Okay, that does appear to work. It did appear to work. It worked once. Alright, fine. Be that way. Alright, so I'm gonna pop this up a little bit. Alright, what's this creature? Sentient slime, I don't believe has been done in D&D. Not that I'm aware of. Okay, so these are all good. These are all good. This one does appear to be overloaded, though. Hard to tell. I mean, it seems to be keeping up just fine. But let me check them all. I need one more. I need one more to take off the load. So let's do that. One more. And this one can go, I don't know, right. Let's plop it up one. Alright, so these are the ones that are overloaded. And let's give it 4. Because sure, why not? And that should finish lightening the load on this one. Good. And knowing that that is from an anime, and knowing any sort of anime fans, I'm going to assume that that's turned into someone's fetish. Alright, so that's mana incoming. And we're going through roughly 1 charcoal every 2 seconds. So I'm going to need to figure out the auto feed system at some point here. Some extra junk that I don't need. Don't need Builder's Wand yet. Uh-oh. It's a slime damsel in distress. That's gonna be absolutely someone's fetish. Okay, so we've got more incoming mana. I still doubt it's going to be enough, but it'll do for now. Then I need to work on getting mushrooms, and by extension, then that will lead to netherrack. So mushrooms, mushrooms. Mushroom is a seed with mushroom stew. That's a bucket, that's a bucket, that's a bucket. Okay. So I probably am going to have to get the phytogenic insulator at some point, just because making this process is probably going to be a pain in the ass. So, mushroom stew is going to be made in the fermenter. Yeah, so fermenter with mycelium. So I've got compost. I can make mulch if needed. So mycelium. I'm going to need the moistener. Because to make mycelium, I would either need mushrooms in existence with rich phytogrow, which ain't happening anytime soon, or I will need to use the moistener. So do I have the moistener? Did I ever make that? Looks kind of like no. So let's make a moistener, shall we? It is a skyblock map. This is Ultimate Alchemy. You start off with infinite wood and infinite stone. and Creative Flight and Infinite Hunger. So you don't have to worry about a lot of the bare necessities. And you're going through all of the processes to make all of these various resources with your ultimate goal of making clay. Clay is your final goal, and it is made through a chaotic fusion crafter. So that's going to be fun. Yes, the simple bare necessities. And the infinite wood and cobble does help you forget about your worries. And there are no monsters, so you also forget about your strife. I don't think so, White, but sounds good. 2 classes. I'm assuming you're leading up to a grander story than that, though. Alright, Moistener. 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 Moistener, there we go. Just wooden gears. That sounds simple enough. Wooden gears and glass. Moist. For that, one of these. Very nice. Very nice that they would potentially let you do that. I don't know if they would let you do that, but still, you could just not show up anymore and get a B. That's pretty good. Although it's always worth going for that solid A if you can. Because someone somewhere does look at those. Oh, online courses. Alright then. That makes it easy to show up or not show up at will. Okay. So, Moistener. I have the Moistener. The Moistener has plenty of recipes, but ultimately the goal is to make mossy whatchamacallits. If I did multiple Moisteners, I believe... I'm confused by the grid in this. The bottom is the input, I think. And then it turns into moldy wheat, which then goes into the top. Does it recycle multiple times? I don't know how this thing works. I've never actually used the Moistener before because I've never cared about its output. Getting mulch would be handy though. Yeah, let's figure out how the Moistener works. I do need Mycelium with seeds. And Mycelium is specifically... Oh no, it's from each phase. Okay. So let's try this out. I need some seeds. I need some wheat. I don't think I need much, but I need it. And then... It's just seeds. Fair enough. Alright. Let's put this bugger down and see how it goes. Moistener. Alright, so that's... I thought I did 10. I must not have been counting properly. Alright, so 10 buckets. Sure, why not? Wheat. Okay. Seeds. Okay, that's happening. Sure. Stuff is happening. And no power was required, so I didn't even need to put this here. That's fine. Okay, so I'm assuming progress will eventually get me a single mycelium. Sure, I'm assuming. Constant water usage, okay. Oh, now, that reminds me, since I need water, I need to make an aqueous accumulator. Because I forgot this existed. That's just straight up what happened. I forgot the aqueous accumulator existed, and the only other water generating option I could find was the pump, and the pump I could not get to work. I don't know why I couldn't get it to work. But I probably should figure that out too, because I think the pump is going to be a lot faster than the aqueous accumulator, so when I need quantities of water, it would be nice to have the pump. But for right now, this will do. So just redstone servo, iron gears, device frame, which is different than item frame, or machine frame. Do I need aqueous accumulator? Hey, I got a mycelium. So mycelium to make a dehostilifier. Sure. This will probably be important at some point. Making a farm. Farm requires appetite. Right. Energetic infused bone meal with appetite. Or bone meal with energy to get appetite. I don't think there's any other option. Okay. Interesting. That's going to be a thing, because that means I need to auto-craft bone, which requires peat and compost, both of which are kind of a pain to automate. That's okay. I can eventually automate bone with a crucible. But I would need a source of mortise, which I don't know. That's going to be a problem. We'll figure that out later. So peat and compost. Compost is doable through wheat and dirt. Or saplings and dirt, whatever, it doesn't matter. Peat is either manual dig up or peat bog, which is going to go back to needing appetite for the farm. That's also going to require automating dirt, because I don't have dirt automated. And dirt is either through pulped biomass, or through the carpenter method, which is doable, but carpenters tend to be pretty slow. I think you can speed upgrade them. Maybe not. This version doesn't appear to have a speed upgrade option. Because this is the speed upgrade option, the empty socket. And not all of the machines have an empty socket to put a speed upgrade in. Looks like the centrifuge might be the only one, actually. So that's fun. Okay, so mycelium, back to that. That's going to require fermenting to make mushroom stew. The concern that I have with this is that you get 50 millibuckets of mushroom stew per mycelium. And I need a lot. 20 mycelium per? I think. 20 mycelium per mushroom. There's got to be a better way to do that. No, there's no way, no better way to do that. Sweet! That's gonna be amazing. And then the protein soup is squeezer with things like biomash. I think biomash is the only one, actually. So, any type of food item. This is going to be difficult, methinks. Oh, and the friggin' Moistener has to be in dark. Well, then. That's a thing. Huh. Huh. Okay. I don't know how to tackle that problem. Because this is going to be really slow. Which means it's going to take for bloody ever to get enough mycelium to do anything. And I'm going to need a lot of mycelium. 20 to be exact, to make a single mushroom. And I'm going to need quite a few, actually. That kind of goes back to the phytogenic insulator to do that. Huh. So if I make my first mushroom, I could potentially start a farm with it. Which is probably something I should do. Now, red mushroom. Brown mushroom is done through the mushroom stew. Red mushroom does not have nearly as many options. And it looks kind of like there's no way to get a red mushroom. Alright then, brown mushrooms it is. So brown mushrooms is a thing. This is a very obnoxious piece. I don't know if I like this. It's going to take some thought, I think. So give me just a minute. I am going to actually BRB and fill up my drink and then figure out how to noodle through this problem. So give me a minute. BRB. Alright, I have returned. Still don't know what I'm doing, but I have returned. So, I did do a little bit of thinking on this while I was waiting. And two things. First off, I'm going to need a dark room so that this thing can work constantly. It's slow enough already, so I don't think making it wait on light is a good idea. Second thing, I'm going to need more of them. I think I'm going to start with 4 total. So 6 more of that. Moistener. Moistener? Oh, right, I didn't make enough gears. I made 8. I need to make 12. So I need 6 more. Alright, so that's 3 moisteners. I'm going to need water. And that means the aqueous accumulator. Might as well use my bucket. And just make me another bucket while I'm at it. And so aqueous accumulator gives me water. I need fluid conduits most likely item conduits as well. And I'm going to use one of my favorite items, the garden cloche. And that does mean I need some things. I need treated wood. I need this. So first off, treated wood. Which means I need a bucket of creosote oil. I don't actually know if I have a bucket yet. I have a single bucket. A single bucket. Let me work on making more of that. That's not it. This is it. Alright, so that's 8 treated wood planks. I need that. And a vacuum tube means I need an engineer's workbench. Ooh, automated engineer's workbench. Neat. So I need treated wood fence, which means I need treated wood sticks, which means I might not have nearly enough treated wood. And I think the answer is no, not nearly enough. Because I need... I'm 1 shy, actually. 1 short. So this is going to cook up for a little bit, and then I need to put something more powerful in here. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit. So we can set up the rest of the stuff while we wait for that to cook, though. Don't think I'm going to do anything too terribly swanky yet for building. I just need a spot to put it at the moment. That means I need my builder's wand. Doesn't matter where, in all honesty. I think I might put it directly adjacent to this, though, so I can tap off the power if needed. Nine internal should be good, so let's make this a straight up 9x9, because why not? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be a 9x9, I think. No. And this is definitely going to require a door to close off the light. And I'll have to roof this off at some point once I figure out how much space I need. Alright, so aqueous accumulator can go... Let's make it go right there, I think. I don't know. Let's figure it out. I do need to wall it off, though. Okay. Because that's going to need water. And I put my bucket back in the network. Give me that. Need that. Okay, so that's water. Water should be generated in here now. I don't know how much, I don't know how fast, but I shouldn't need too terribly much with the moisteners. So this moistener is currently doing things. So it has run from the wheat and is now doing the moldy wheat, and it's now making decaying wheat. And it will eventually make mulch, which I think I might want to interfere with. Because mulch can be used in these fermenters, which I will need to make the mushroom stew anyway, so I need to intercept the mulch. So the moisteners can go here. The fourth one can go right there, I suppose. So, I still need my cloche, which means I need to have room for the cloche, but should be good. Also, while I wait, do I have the means to make the other things? I need the crafting components blueprint. Sure, let's make all three of those. I think I have enough. So, that blueprint, literally none of that was working. Part of that is because I have my paper in here. And part of that is I don't have blue in the network yet. I don't have niter yet. How do I make niter? Pulverize sandstone? Yeah, pulverize sandstone to get niter. That's the thing I need to do. I'm still working on getting sulfur dust. Sulfur dust is not great for options at the moment. My only options are really a 15% chance on grinding up quartz, coal, or I guess netherrack as well. But yeah, that 15% chance is not great. Do we have other options later? Fractioning still naphtha to fuel. Now this fuel, I don't know how effective it is in which machines or how or why or whatever, so pardon me. So I may or may not need it, I don't know. No, it does not look like sulfur has any good options. At some point I could do blaze rod grinding, but I don't think that would be very efficient use of anything, really, if all I need out of it really is the sulfur. Although blaze powder will be important because I don't want to keep making blaze powder through this process. sulfur and essence of knowledge, because that's just obnoxious. It's necessary now, and that's part of why I need the sulfur, but it's not going to be necessary for too terribly long once I can make blaze rods. Okay. I lost track of what I needed. I need a steel plate. Can I make a steel plate? I don't have a compactor at the moment, so I could do a hammer. That'll be fine. Don't like damaging my hammer, but price we pay. I need 9? Right, I need gunpowder. So I need... I think I'll use flint for now. It's a little bit of a mana hog, but I don't really have the other resources needed. I could potentially make the resources if I start grinding up this. Yeah, let's do that. That's 1 sulfur already. Holy crap, that's 2 sulfur already. So sulfur gets me gunpowder. That was actually really lucky, because that's a 15% chance. So gunpowder would be nice to use niter for that. So I could pulverize some sandstone. That might take more effort. It's a 40% chance though, so it shouldn't be too bad. There's one. I do want to check quick. There's another niter. Nitrate dust. But that's crusher. Same recipe, basically. Same recipe, ever so slightly better chance to get it. So that might be a thing to do in the future. Sandstone 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So yeah, sandstone is the best option for that. I need 4 to make my gunpowder that I need. Although technically I don't need it because this is common projectiles, so it's not necessary, but there's my 4. Oops, need gunpowder. Gunpowder, hooray. Alright, so that's all these. That's fine. Gunpowder can go in, sulfur can go in. Alright, so I still need my 1 plank for treated wood to make the engineer's workbench before I can do the rest of this. Nickel plate, copper wire. Hi, Mackenzie. Clay yet? No clay just yet. Alright, so nickel and plate. and copper wire. Plate it first. Then copper wire. There we go. Okay, so copper wire. Yes, and this is my first RS network that I've ever set up. I knew some of the basics. I've interfaced with one before because other people have set it up for me, but this is my first one doing it, setting up on my own. So that's exciting. Funny thing is, I could have had the... Stop bouncing. I could have had the RS system set up probably first stream, but easily second stream, no problem. I didn't realize that the quartz enriched iron is not quartz enriched in this pack. Quartz enriched iron in this pack is essentially iron and silver. And silver is little more than iron and glass, I think? Yeah, glass. So quartz enriched silver is really iron, glass. So I could have done that literally first day if I knew, basically. Because I was thinking it was still quartz enriched, which means I was holding off until I had quartz. Alright, how's this coming along? So this is done. And not nearly enough creosote oil, so I need to throw in other things. Creosote. Let's see. A block of charcoal to make 5,000. Block of coal, sorry, not charcoal. So I think I'm going to need to do logs for now. Yeah, let's just throw in a stack of logs. Shouldn't take too terribly long, but it is going to take a little bit of time because it does take a while to cook down. It is an unfortunate assumption, yes. But to be fair, I wasn't entirely focused on it anyway. I was busy doing all of the other stuff. I'm like, I want to get all of the resources available. So the RS system was in the back of my mind that I would do later, but it wasn't a necessity. But I have it now. I have it now. That's good. I upgraded my charcoal production. So now I have boatloads of charcoal. I know. I have the means to make Ender Io Conduits now. That's the big key. I still can only do basic power, but that's fine. Speaking of which, I might need to make more of those. I have 3 left. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I need to get whatever that is out of my throat. I need more charcoal over here. I already burned through it all. Damn it. That's the thing I need to figure out, is how to get charcoal more permanently over here. Could just conduit the damn thing for now, but meh. Alright, so yeah, we already got 2 done. Looks like a third is just about done here. So yeah, another minute or so and we'll have enough creosote to do the rest of this. Yes, that would be enough. Okay, that's good. Alright. Sure, let's harvest for now. Once I get cloches going, I think I'm going to use them as my primary garden source, because I don't need too terribly many grown materials, but when I do, they tend to be needed on location. So I think I'm going to use the cloches for my on location garden needs. That bucket should be ready now. Done. Hooray! Engineer's Workbench. Time to tinker. There we go. Alright, so I need the parts blueprint. That is correct. Well, I mean, building is all about you. I mean, whoever's playing the pack is able to build whatever the hell they want. I haven't done it yet because I don't know what to build yet, but I could build something to put stuff in. I've sort of got my blue building over here for that. I do plan to build something, I just haven't done it yet. Creativity is all on you. Again, that's in your building. But yes, no bosses, no exploration, no adventure, just crafting. Oh, I can't shift click stuff into here. Okay, fine, and glass. Glass, glass, glass. Redstone. There we go. 3 vacuum tubes. Wait, the point about a skyblock, if I'm gonna build something in a skyblock, it's gonna be better than a box. Generally. Obviously, I started off with a bad foot. You know, I built a box, but fuck it. I'm gonna build something. Because there's no point in building anything if you're not going to build something neat. Because otherwise you can just have a forever flat platform and have no need to build anything. The only reason I even need to build a box over here is because these need to be in the dark. So I could just flat platform the whole damn pack, no problem. That wouldn't be an issue. But I want to build something. I haven't built something grand in quite a while. I'm attempting to do it on my other pack, but yeah, lack of ideas still happening. Hooray, garden cloche! So I will need dirt for the substrate, I believe, and seed to get started. And garden cloche needs water, I do believe. So what if I did that? Oh, crap. I need to remember how the hell the garden cloche works. I need my hammer. Nope, not hammer. Okay, so this is the output of the materials. How the hell does the garden cloche work? Okay, so output of materials. Input of water back here. And then the rest, I don't recall. Hooray! Garden cloche doing things. Eight by 8 chunk square. That went from 0 to 80. Wow. I hope you did that in some sort of easy fashion, like with a builder or something. I am starting to think that they nerfed the garden cloche. No, I need to power the damn thing. That's what's happening. I need to power it. That's just me being dumb. I only have 3. I need more conduits. Sure. Yeah, fertilizer is not necessary at the moment. This is my janky wiring for now. And yeah, unless I need more wheat, this is not necessary. Not necessary to do much more than this. And I'm assuming it still outputs from the front here, so that's going to be a thing. Yes, output chest is a thing. My wiring is all temporary until it's not. Now, does it auto output? It does, it does. Okay. That's eventually going to need a void upgrade. But for right now, that's fine. How's my moistener coming over here? You done? You're done as much as you care to be. Okay. No, anything that auto outputs to an inventory will output to damn near anything. Chests count as inventories, drawers count as inventories. Yeah. It'll probably also auto output to cables. I could put a cable on there directly. Or rather, the cables will just draw from it rather than auto output. What the hell is Woot? I have not been paying attention whatsoever to what new packs are doing, so I haven't seen anything on Sky Factory 4. Oh, right, that one. That is most likely because Woot is a unique customized multi-block structure, so they probably only accounted for chest being in the output slot. So they didn't program it correctly, basically, is the bottom line of that. If they programmed it correctly, it would auto-output to any inventory. And if they programmed it correctly, it would have an inventory internal that would store the items so that other things like conduits and whatnot can pull the items out rather than having an auto-output. So, is that Sky Factory 4 then just being multiple different potential starting points? Or is he doing some sort of like weird adventure-y thing to it? Okay, so that means that Woot does not have an internal inventory that it generates the items to. It is generating the items to automatically output to an adjacent inventory. If there is no adjacent inventory, it will probably not output any items whatsoever. Which of course makes sense. If they're trying to reduce lag, they don't want to generate items out in the world. That makes sense. I would assume Drawer Controller would work, because Drawer Controller does count as an inventory to output to. You could also potentially use a slave, for example. Drawer Slave would allow you to keep your Drawer Controller in the same location that it always is. Okay, so this is a thing. How many different layers of the wheat are there? There are 3 layers. So if wheat's in the first one, moldy wheat in the second one, decaying wheat in the third one, I wouldn't necessarily need anything else. Impossibly hard wheat sticks. Completely inedible. To make soggy noodles, to make cold dried noodles, to make mom's spaghetti. Alright. Which then is an enchantable item, because why the fuck not? And apparently you get 100 noms out of it. Soggy noodles. Now they're all wet. Even your spaghetti arms can bend them now. Let's hang them up and let them dry. Well, that's better, but they still taste gross. Warming them up should make them edible. They might even be good enough to get you off your weak knees. I guess they're alright, but it's just not the same. They definitely need some sauce, but it has to be red. Noms are indeed the best food currency. In Kerbal Space Program, one of the mods that adds food requirements adds noms. And the other one adds snacks. Okay, so, trying to think of a way to do this, because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want the final step to use up the compost, I think. Not the compost, whatever the hell, the mulch. The mulch can be used to make bog earth, which is important, because otherwise bog earth would require... Well, no, that's actually not a really good turnaround, is it? Okay. Mulch can also be used in the fermenter for all of these various recipes. So it'd be nice to have this, because this would then be a replacement for all of the compost that would be needed, which is more difficult to acquire. Because I don't necessarily feel like automating dirt. Probably. Hello, Lunatic Moonfox. How you doing? So if I did the first 2 in wheat, and the second 2 in moldy wheat and decaying wheat, then I could potentially take the output from this one as the mulch. Okay, that should work. Should. Maybe. Should, maybe, kinda, sorta. Alright, so what I'm expecting to get out of this whole setup is mycelium, but I could potentially use the setup for other things. Are there other things I need? Nope, just mycelium. Okay. Mycelium it is. Alright, let me get... stupid mouse. Let me get some filters, because I need some filters. Which means I need more paper. Stack of hoppers, fuck it. Filters. Let's see. I do need 4 for each in and out. So 8 filters. Which means I need more paper. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got insert and an extract filter for each of these. Oh, I can't just shift click them. Good to know. I will also need a drawer for 2 different output items. So I happen to have another basic drawer. Handy. No worries, Lunatic. Thanks for stopping by and at least saying hi. That's a very important action right there. So, yeah, you have yourself a good night. Sure. Sure, why not? Alright, so you're going to be an insert. You are going to be an in and out. In out, and in out. Alright, so each one of these needs to take seeds in. I'm going to grab wheat as well for filtering. So each one of these needs to take seeds in. Wait, wait. I said seed. Seed in and wheat in. And this one's also going to be seed in and wheat in. The out on this is going to be moldy wheat for the first one. And mycelium. I don't know how much I need to filter these, but it'd probably be better than not doing that. This one needs to be also moldy wheat and mycelium. This one needs to be in seed and moldy wheat. And then out decaying wheat and mycelium. And this one needs to be in decaying wheat and out mycelium, and then also the mulch, which I don't have yet. So let's get this one cooking with some seeds and some decaying wheat. Yeah, really can't click anything into that inventory. You're gonna do something real quick. What you gonna do? This is a neat song. I like it. Hey! You did the thing! Thank you for that, host lunatic. I do appreciate it. Hooray! It's now dark enough for this thing to happen. Okay, so I need to grab the mulch out of here as soon as it comes. It just stopped. It just stopped doing things. Oh, hey, there it goes. I didn't realize I had a second progression bar that was hidden behind the decaying wheat. Okay, so now mulch. I need the mulch for the filter, and I need the mulch for in here. Mycelium and mulch. Lock that. Alright, so this is going to be all extract, auto extract. Alright, so that's working on filling that inventory. That one's going to be next. This one needs the moldy wheat. Let me get a handful of seeds in each first here. And that will eventually kick in to full gear. I'm actually going to take most of my other seeds and put them in there as well. Keep a stack of them. Because why the hell not? Alright, so now the question is, how well is it working? It is not. Sweet. Because the moisteners are not awesome. Okay, so the moisteners are not doing things properly. And that's mildly irritating, actually. Yes, not working is the best kind of working. Alright, so this is the only output slot that the pipes are able to pull from. And as soon as it does that, the mulch is going to go in here instead. How the hell do you automate the moistener? And Ninja, what are you talking about? Are you talking about pranking me? What are you talking about? Okay, so it's back to using wheat, but the mulch is in the first slot. Moldy wheat's immediately going down here. That's doing a thing. That's doing a thing. Let me get this one moving too, just for the hell of it. So, how? Okay, so I'm going to need to have mulch set, because that did pull it out from this inventory. I don't necessarily know why this is not happening, because that's supposed to pull out moldy wheat, right? No, I forgot to tell it to pull out moldy wheat. That's why it's not working. God damn it. Pull out moldy wheat, damn you. Wait, I did tell it to do that. What the frick frack? I don't understand what's going on. Only insert wheat, pull out moldy wheat. But it ain't doing that. It's leaving the moldy wheat there. Okay, that's fine. Let's set this one to pull out mulch as well. Okay. Sup, unknown programmer? How you doing? Bottle cap into your coat pocket. Interesting. I have only gotten toy mouse in the shoes. That's all I've ever gotten. Although there have been plenty of thefts. They will steal shit from anywhere, and it's immediately gone under the couch. That's just how that works. Oh yeah, Hunter. You and your name changes will confuse me forever. I am sure. Okay. So, bottom of the line is that it's working. But not entirely as intended. Outlast. No. I will never play that game. I am not into necessarily... I'm not into playing snuff games, honestly. Not a fan of that. Okay, so here's another question then. If I do this a different way, ultimately these are going to get filled up. The closure is going to do its thing. They're going to get filled up with wheat, and it may or may not back this up entirely to the point where the moldy wheat doesn't have a place to go. Which means I need to have like a stack filter? Like a limited item filter. Which I can't do until I have the Z-Logic controller, which is not possible at the moment. I can do it eventually, but not possible at the moment. So that's the thing. Totally up to you, Hunter. Totally up to you. I have a hard time keeping track of name changes, though, so I calls them as I see them. I see you as unknown programmer. That's what's going to end up happening. Okay, so I need the limited item filter. I need Z-Logic. I need Zombie Head. Rotten Flesh is done through composting. Netherworts, we're back to that fucking problem again. Skulls, that's just a chiseled bone block. That's fine. But Rotten Flesh I can't do until I get Netherwort, which then goes back to the whole problem of mushrooms required. Wait, not entirely mushrooms required. I can do Atomic Reconstructor with a mushroom, but I can also do nether meat. Nether meat is fermented protein soup. So I'm gonna need a squeezer squeezing up biomash. So that's a thing. That was a very quick change of your mind there. You do you. You gotta do what you gotta do. This mod pack, in fact, I've actually added a command for that. Aha! The bot says what it is. Okay, so let's make a thing. Let's make a door. Just because I kind of need it. And I need more chiseled bricks. Big tile? Panel. Let's do panel. Panel's fine. Wow, that startled me. I don't know why it startled me, but it did indeed startle me. I don't know if this is going to let in enough light to cause darkness problems, but yeah, probably. You didn't get the link from ScottyBot? Oh, I guess you didn't get the link from ScottyBot because YouTube blocks links. Yes, okay. This pack is Ultimate Alchemy. And Ultimate Alchemy is an interesting start of a pack. But there's multiple mods in here, so... Cloches do not need light, no. That little light bulb thing at the top there, that's the cloche's way of generating light and whatnot. It's really just forcing growth ticks, but yeah. You're doing live streams now. That's cool. I need another chisel. That can go away. That can go away. That can go away that way. That. Okay. Alright, this is an absolutely atrocious building, and I'm actually going to intentionally leave it ugly so that it will hopefully prod me into making something better sooner than later. Because the more ugly it is, the less likely I'm going to like what's going on here. Sure. Fire, why not? Sure. Okay, so how dark is this? And is it dark enough? It does appear to be dark enough because we do have sun in the sky and it's doing its thing. Okay, we're good. Good. Oh, no, I was looking at the hole that I was going to have to leave for the power, which is going to let light in, which may or may not interfere with the moisteners. That's what I was referring to. So that's happening. All right, so all these moisteners are going to do their own thing. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to refilter these. Gonna take some of this. I'm going to refilter these so that the input is all the same on these. Because they all appear to work just fine pulling out the end result mulch. Not in this case, Mackenzie. Because I mean, I could make unpainted, and I don't know for sure if you can place unpainted. I thought they had to be painted first. But the problem is, conduit facades, to paint them, require I thought it was a painting machine, but the biggest problem is that all Ender.io machines are disabled in this pack. I can't make a sag mill, I can't make an alloy smelter, I can't make a painter. So they're completely and totally disabled. The only option I have is these decoration blocks. If I really truly wanted to make decorative Ender.io machine, I certainly could. But yeah. So I can't paint them, which means I can't use conduit facades. I'm going to take half of that. Just get some wheat in here to prime the pumps, let them go for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, okay. Lazy pack player is lazy if their only solution is the one item and don't have any other solutions around it. Basically, the pack maker is attempting to get people to use different things than they would normally use all the damn time. I mean, granted, thermal expansion is pretty ubiquitous, but a lot of people have switched over to using Ender.io because it's the best. And it's kind of saddening, honestly, that everyone's only answer to everything is Ender.io. Ender.io, always Ender.io. Hell, I did the same thing with these conduits. I defaulted to Ender.io. Granted, I think the conduits were easier to craft than the thermal expansion ones. Well, disabling all Ender.io machines is a simple and easy decision. The pack maker would have had to make an active, conscious effort to say, yes, I want people to specifically be able to use the facades. When in reality, there's no necessary need for that. The facades are not required at all for Ender.io conduits to function. So the decision that he made was disable all Ender.io machines. Like, that's it. Alright, Hunter. Have yourself a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so this is happening. I have 36. And what was the answer to that? I needed... mushroom stew, fermenter, mycelium, protein soup, 50, 100. Right, so I need 20 mycelium for each mushroom stew. Yeah, but who's to say that beauty is the purpose of his pack? And there are other options for this. I could not use Ender.io cables, and instead I could be using thermal expansion cables, some of which, like the cryo-stabilized flux duct, take up an entire block space, whereas the other option in here, if I remember right, I am pretty positive, but I don't recall. Yes, stone cover. The covers in thermodynamic act as facades. You just have to place them a little bit differently. So I could have flux ducts going through and cover it up with a cover, and have that have that method work just fine. There was also another one. Wasn't facade. Forgot what it was called. I saw it earlier. I saw it in the list while I was looking up something else entirely, so I know it exists, but it's another method of covering cables. I don't know for sure if the cover works. Oh, hey, that one. Refined storage cover. So that's Refined Storage's own method of covering cables and whatnot. So does the stone cover work? I need a structural duct and stone. Structural duct, iron, lead. Sure, let's try this out. See if it works with the Ender IO stuff. One of those. Handful of these doohickeys. Does not appear to work. So I think these are set to only work with the ducts. Yeah, but you're still going under the whole assumption that he even wants people using all of these things. Like, Facades would have taken a conscious choice. He would have had to actively make the recipe. He would have had to have made a decision on when that recipe would be allowed to be crafted in his overall progression system. And he would have even had to consider in the first place. I don't think he's an Ender IO user, honestly. I think I'm fairly positive he's on the thermal expansion team. Fairly positive, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, he might not be a good advocate of Ender IO, so he may not want people to use it. All I saw was BBB, GGG, BBB. That's all I saw. Why, Mousy Spazzy? Why? Stab it. Alright, so my Moistener setup is working. It's doing things. Now I have to determine how to do the next step. So mushroom stew. So I need a fermenter. So I need to be fermenting protein soup and mulch. And protein soup is a squeezer for biomash. And unfortunately they don't really give you a recipe for this, but it's just crafted with a knife. So this is where obnoxious auto-crafting methods come in play. Because to craft a knife, I need a knife handle, which is leather, which is rotten flesh, which is compote. Deep breath. Deep breath. No, you're talking about the facade. The facade is craftable, but the painter is not. I think it's just paint machine or something. Yeah, painting machine. So you would have had to have determined where in the progression line the painting machine should go. And conduits, I would say facades are not the main purpose of conduits. The main purpose of conduits is to have the 3+ conduits going in the same block space. That's the main purpose of conduits. The facades are a nice little bonus for people who like to hide their cables. Not everyone likes to hide their cables. Not everyone likes to have everything invisible. So, again, he made a conscious decision to disable all of the Ender IO machines. And frankly, right now, you're just arguing for the sake of arguing, which is not necessarily fun. The point being, it's not fucking possible. End of story. That's all there is to it. It's not possible to do that in this pack. That's all there is to it. Can't do, no facades, doing other things. So I need to go back to my mushrooms. Some biomash, knife. Handle's easy, this is not so much. Leather. Back to the same fucking problem again. How do? I can't start Thaumcraft yet. Interesting. So, netherwort. I don't have the means to make that mushroom. I can't do blaze rod yet because I don't have Thaumcraft. And nether meat requires fermenting the protein soup that requires the biomash, which requires the knife, which requires the leather, which requires the zombie flesh, which goes back to requiring the netherwort. What the fuck? I'm so confused. So confused. Because I can't make this any other way. Mushroom stew has to be the answer. Which means protein soup. I'm confused. To start Thaumcraft, I need to pulverize the air crystal. To do that, I need the Rune of Balance in Elven Trade. Rune of Balance can be done through either of these methods. Okay. Those are easy enough. Maybe they were easy enough. Sure, easy enough. Why not? But I can't make Elven Trade until I have Terra Steel, which means I need the Agglomeration Plate, which goes back to needing the Rune of Fire and Netherwort. So I can't use the Thaumcraft method. Huh. This is an interesting conundrum. So the other option is Rabbit, which I don't technically have access to right now. Rabbit or some other critter. So the only thing I can think of is going back to vanilla methods of generating livestock. And I don't remember exactly what that method is. Let me do a quick check. Okay. Spawning rules for critters. Mobs will spawn naturally within a square group of chunks centered on the player. 15 by 15 chunks. That doesn't entirely give me the information. Because there was information previously on spawning mobs, and they needed to be something like 30-something blocks away. So maybe I make a small platform and see what happens. And I need to make it further away. So let's go this direction for now. So where are we at now? We are at... We're at 28 here. And 0 is center here. Okay. So let's go out just a little bit more. That is the extent of my dirt. Awesome. Okay. I am stumped at the moment. I am absolutely stumped at the moment on how to fix this problem. I'm going to park myself right here and AFK for a little bit and see if any mobs will show up on that dirt. Meanwhile, I'm going to end the stream tonight because I do have Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I need to go to family. So yeah, that's it. And that also means that tomorrow night will not be a stream. But I will be posting up previous streams of this, which I've been kind of holding on to for reasons I don't understand yet. So, let's see. I need to push a couple buttons here. Alright. So yeah, that's me ending just a little bit early, but this is a good stopping point since the pack has me stumped currently. I will have to look on that. There may be some answer I'm not seeing. It may also be possible mobs aren't going to spawn, so I don't know for sure if that's even going to be a viable option. So that is it. Friday will still be Factorial. We're going to get back to that and hopefully not be too terribly confused. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. So thank y'all for coming. Thank you for any subs and follows that I might have missed. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.